Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Why ignoring a guy who is hot and cold works? Let's face it, dealing with a guy who's constantly hot and cold can feel like an emotional roller coaster. One minute he's all over you, and the next he's distant and aloof. It's confusing, frustrating, and can leave you questioning everything. But here's the twist. Sometimes the best way to handle this kind of behavior isn't to chase after him, but to do the exact opposite. Ignoring a man who sends mixed signals can actually make him want you more. When you pull back, you create space for him to miss you, to think about you, and to realize your value. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding the psychology behind his actions and responding in a way that protects your self-worth while subtly nudging him to pursue you. We're going to dive into why ignoring a guy who's blowing hot and cold can be so effective and how you can do it with confidence. The psychology behind ignoring a man. Ever wonder why ignoring someone can have such a powerful impact? It's all about psychology. When you suddenly become less available, it triggers something deep within the human psyche, a fear of loss. We naturally crave what we can't have, and when a man feels like he's losing your attention, it can spur him into action. According to psychological theories like scarcity and reactance, when something is perceived as scarce or restricted, it becomes more desirable. Ignoring him taps into this principle. By pulling away, you create a sense of scarcity around your presence. He begins to question why you're not as available, why your attention isn't focused on him, and this often leads to an increase in his interest and effort to win you back. This is not about being manipulative. It's about setting boundaries and ensuring that your time and energy are valued. Why ignoring him can make him chase you? There's a reason why people say absence makes the heart grow fonder. When you step back and stop giving him the attention he's gotten used to, it forces him to confront his own feelings. Suddenly, the comfort of knowing you're always there isn't so comforting anymore. Instead, it creates a void, and that void can make him start to chase after you, often without even realizing why he's doing it. Men are naturally drawn to a challenge, and when you're no longer readily available, you become that challenge. By ignoring him, you flip the script. He's no longer in control of the situation, and that shift in dynamics can spark his desire to pursue you. This isn't about manipulation. It's about letting him realize that your attention is a privilege, not a guarantee. But before we get into the juicy details, if you're new here or if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It's your go-to spot for all things love, relationships, and dating strategies. How to win over ignoring him? Let's find out. Number 1. Get the best advice for your situation. Before you dive into ignoring him, it's essential to get tailored advice that fits your specific situation. Not all relationships are the same, and what works for one person might not work for another. Consulting a trusted friend, a relationship coach, or even doing some self-reflection can help you figure out the best approach. Sometimes, ignoring him might not be the answer at all, especially if there are deeper issues at play. Getting the right advice can help you navigate these complexities and ensure that your actions are in line with your goals. Remember, this is about taking control of your emotional well-being, so make sure you're doing it for the right reasons and in the right way. Number 2. Don't make yourself easily available. One of the most important steps in ignoring a guy who's hot and cold is to stop being so easily available. This doesn't mean playing hard to get in an insincere way, but rather prioritizing your time and energy. If he knows you'll drop everything to accommodate him, where's the incentive for him to make an effort? Being less available allows you to create boundaries, which are essential in any healthy relationship. When you set these boundaries, you're sending a clear message. Your time is valuable, and you won't spend it on someone who isn't fully invested. By making yourself less available, you encourage him to step up and meet you on equal footing, rather than taking you for granted. Number 3. Live a fulfilling life. Living a fulfilling life outside of your relationship is not just a strategy, it's a necessity. When you focus on your own happiness and personal growth, you become more attractive, not just to him but to everyone around you. This means pursuing your passions, spending time with friends, and investing in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. When you're deeply engaged in your own life, you naturally become less focused on his unpredictable behavior. This can have a powerful effect. He'll notice that you're thriving without him, and that can be a huge wake-up call. It's about showing him, and more importantly yourself, that you don't need his attention to feel complete. Remember, a fulfilling life is attractive because it's genuine. It's not about pretending to be busy or uninterested. It's about truly investing in yourself. When you do that, you're not just ignoring him, you're elevating your own life to a place where you are the priority. Number 4. Keep your emotions in check. When you're dealing with a guy who's hot and cold, it's easy to let your emotions get the best of you. The ups and downs can feel like a whirlwind, leaving you anxious, frustrated, and even angry. But here's the thing. Reacting emotionally to his behavior only gives him more control over your feelings. Instead, focus on keeping your emotions in check. This doesn't mean you should suppress your feelings or pretend they don't exist. It means acknowledging them, processing them, and choosing not to let them dictate your actions. When you can respond calmly and rationally, you maintain your power in the situation. As the old saying goes, never let them see you sweat. Your calm demeanor will show him that you're not easily shaken, making you more intriguing and less predictable. Emotional stability is not just attractive, it's essential for your own well-being. When you can stay centered and composed, you're better equipped to handle whatever comes your way, and you'll find that you're less affected by his inconsistency. Number 5. Let him come to you. One of the hardest but most effective strategies is to simply let him come to you. When you've set the stage by living your own life, setting boundaries, and staying emotionally grounded, the next step is to step back and let him make the move. This might seem counterintuitive, especially if you're used to being the one who reaches out, but it's crucial in reversing the dynamic. By letting him come to you, you're giving him the space to realize what he stands to lose. It allows him to make the conscious choice to pursue you, which is far more powerful than anything you could say or do to convince him. When a man chooses to come back on his own, it's a clear sign that he values the relationship and is willing to put in the effort. This approach requires patience and trust in the process. It's about believing that you're worth the chase and understanding that the right person will always find their way back to you when the time is right. Letting him come to you isn't about being passive. It's about recognizing your own worth and allowing him to see it too. Number 6. Be patient. Patience is often the hardest part of any strategy, especially when emotions are involved. But when it comes to ignoring a guy who's hot and cold, patience is your best ally. It's natural to want immediate results, to see him coming back to you with renewed interest. However, this process takes time, and rushing it can undo all the progress you've made. Patience allows you to maintain your composure and stick to your plan without wavering. It's about understanding that real change doesn't happen overnight. If he's genuinely interested, he will come around, but it will be on his terms and in his time. Your job is to stay steady, to continue living your life, and to trust that the work you're doing on yourself will pay off. It's easy to get frustrated or to second-guess yourself during this period. But remember, the strongest relationships are built on a foundation of respect and understanding. Patience shows that you're confident in your worth and that you're not afraid to wait for what you deserve. Number 7. Show him your worth. Showing him your worth doesn't mean flaunting your achievements or demanding recognition. It's about quietly and confidently living a life that reflects your value. When you invest in yourself, whether it's through your career, hobbies, friendships, or personal growth, you naturally exude a sense of self-worth that's impossible to ignore. Men are drawn to women who know their own value and who don't need external validation to feel complete. When you show him your worth, you're not just telling him that you're valuable, you're living it. This might mean setting boundaries, saying no when something doesn't serve you, or simply choosing to focus on your happiness rather than his approval. As you continue to show him your worth, you'll find that his behavior starts to change. He'll begin to see you in a new light, not as someone who's easily swayed by his actions, but as a strong, independent person who knows what she brings to the table. This realization can be a powerful motivator for him to step up and meet you at your level rather than expecting you to settle for less. Number 8. Avoid overreacting. When emotions run high, it's all too easy to overreact. Whether it's sending a long, frustrated text or giving him the cold shoulder in person, these reactions can often do more harm than good. Overreacting not only gives him the upper hand by showing that his behavior affects you, but it can also push him further away. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back and assess the situation with a clear mind. Ask yourself if this momentary frustration is worth jeopardizing the bigger picture. When you choose not to overreact, you're demonstrating emotional maturity and control, two qualities that are incredibly attractive and powerful in any relationship. Remember, you don't need to respond to every action or word. Sometimes the most effective response is no response at all. By maintaining your calm and choosing your battles wisely, you keep the power in your hands and show him that you're not easily rattled. Number 9. Use your instincts. Your instincts are one of your most valuable tools when navigating any relationship, especially one where the other person's behavior is inconsistent. While advice from friends or experts can be helpful, only you truly know the dynamics of your relationship and how you feel. Trusting your gut can guide you in making the right decisions. If something doesn't feel right, pay attention to that feeling. Your instincts often pick up on subtle cues that your mind might overlook. Whether it's deciding when to pull back or recognizing when it's time to walk away, your intuition is there to protect you. Using your instincts also means being honest with yourself. Are you holding on to hope for something that isn't there? Or do you genuinely believe there's potential for growth? When you tune into your inner voice, you're better equipped to make decisions that align with your true desires and well-being, rather than reacting out of fear or insecurity. Number 10. Keep him on his toes. Variety is the spice of life, and it's no different in relationships. If you want to keep a guy's interest, it's important to keep him on his toes. This doesn't mean playing mind games or being unpredictable for the sake of it. Instead, it's about maintaining an air of mystery and not letting him get too comfortable. When you're always available and predictable, he may start to take you for granted. By introducing a bit of unpredictability, whether it's through spontaneous plans, new activities, or even just being less available, you keep the dynamic fresh and exciting. He'll find himself constantly wondering what you're up to and wanting to be a part of it. This approach isn't about being elusive, but rather about living your life in a way that's engaging and dynamic. When you keep him on his toes, you're reminding him that you're a person with your own life, interests and passions, and that's incredibly attractive. Number 11. Don't be afraid to make him jealous. Jealousy, when used carefully and with good intentions, can be a powerful tool in relationships. It's not about making him feel insecure or playing with his emotions, but rather reminding him that you're a desirable person who others find attractive. Seeing you receive attention from others can ignite a spark in him, making him realize that he needs to step up if he wants to keep your interest. This doesn't mean flirting with others or being overly obvious about it. Sometimes, just being your confident self, engaging with friends and having a good time is enough to make him take notice. He'll see that you're not sitting around waiting for his attention, and that realization can push him to pursue you more actively. However, it's important to use this tactic wisely. If done with the wrong intentions, it can backfire and create unnecessary tension. The goal isn't to hurt him, but to subtly remind him that you're a catch and that your affection is something worth working for. Dear viewers, ignoring a man isn't about manipulation or mind games. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about showing him, and more importantly yourself, that you won't settle for anything less than you deserve. When you prioritize your own happiness and set clear boundaries, you create a dynamic where he must step up or step aside. Remember, the power of ignoring lies in its ability to shift the focus back to you. It allows you to regain control of your emotions, live a fulfilling life, and ultimately attract the kind of relationship you truly want. Whether he comes back or not, you'll find that by putting yourself first, you've already won. If you found this strategy helpful, Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might need a little extra confidence in their love life. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. Have you tried this technique before? How did it work out for you? And if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more relationship advice and strategies that truly work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.